Hello again, my name's Gabe Zollner. You know, on the 9th of September I posted, know what's truly amazing? It's had 444 views. When I received it back in a message, 53 thumbs up, 3 thumbs down. This one viewer wrote, most people I talked to about 9/11 accept the fact that it was a pre-planned event and a massive government cover-up. But when I mention holograms, they freak out and won't even entertain the narrative. I've shown video clips showing the hologram missing sections and disappearing behind buildings in the background, but they dismiss it as glitches in the video or manipulation. Even when local radar shows planes on a 1,000-meter offset to the supposed flight path of the planes that collided with the two towers, they can't grasp the concept. Can I suggest something? Don't waste your time talking to idiots. You know, if you've watched some of my videos, and I assume that you have, there's some very obvious glaring factors. 1, the airplanes zip into the building. They don't deaccelerate. 2, there's no debris coming off of the airplanes. 3, they can't be traveling at the speed that we're told they're traveling at. 4, you can see an impression of the airplanes and their wings and the vertical stabilizer and the horizontal stabilizer slicing through solid steel beams and girders. Yet when we go to the Pentagon, we're told that Flight 77, another American Airlines flight, crashed in the Pentagon. We have a 20-foot diameter hole. No wing damage, no horizontal stabilizer damage, no rudder damage. And we're told the reason that is because they disintegrated on impact. Well, ask those people that you talk to, how could they disintegrate on impact hitting concrete, yet they slice through solid steel? Another question that you want to ask these brilliant geniuses: how is it possible that there's not 1 inch of actual film from any of those news cameras? And there was 5 news helicopters flying around New York that day. There's not 1 inch of live footage of the planes. There were no planes. If there were planes, they would have caught those planes. What we saw was massive explosions. Take a look at the explosion itself. It's coming out. It wouldn't be coming out. It will be going in, because that's the direction of the supposed flight. It never happened. And I might suggest, again, you stop wasting your time talking to idiots, because that's what your friends are. Another viewer wrote, keep the evidence coming, Gabe. It's amazing. Look back in hindsight how much of the evidence was right there in front of all of our eyes. Yeah, it was in front of our eyes, but nobody could wrap their heads around that our government could do this. That's why we believe the narrative. It still amazes me that so many people don't seem to think this is important anymore, except in the memorial sense. Though it's a memorial to a false narrative and an insult to innocent people who are actually there. Another viewer wrote, well, I'm one that agrees with you, even holographic planes, based on the blue beam tech I have heard others speak on. A high-tech smoke and mirrors is still smoke and mirrors once you recognize it. This one in particular, out of all the conspiracy theories or stories there are, seems to be one of the most factual by simple visual observation in my mind. I did not see all of the wreckage of an airplane crash. Not saying our government did it, just saying this thing happened more like you and others describe. I once followed a conspiracy trail through lots of research. I came to a conclusion on my own, and later joined that so-called group of conspirators. Sometimes people get it wrong. The magnitude of this Pentagon crash is either exactly as you and others describe, or we are all insane. There was a passenger plane that crashed here near my Indiana vicinity several years back. Somehow the FAA found damn near everything pertinent to that crash. I'm with you, all on this one. Sorry I ranted. Peace. You didn't rant. And what you said, I believe, is 110% accurate. Again, it's hard for people to wrap their heads around that our government could do this. But it's also hard for me to wrap my head around what this other viewer wrote. It also bothered me that with all of the rubble of the Twin Towers, everything on the airplane was incinerated. People, planes, seats, suitcases, etc. All except the passport of Atta. This always bugged me. Gabe, you are fearless, and I just cannot for the life of me figure out why there is no one who is also crying out like a voice in the wind. Many years ago, I'm sure you remember Ralph Nader. Well, where are these guys now? You, Alex Jones, Trump, Roger Stone. Who else? I want to thank the viewers for taking the time to comment. It's really a shame that YouTube demonetizes all these videos. All I'm doing is telling the truth. I'd like someone to debate the points that I've made. I'd like someone to explain to me how we can have a 20-foot diameter hole when the aircraft is 16 foot 6 inches wide and there's no damage from the wings, the stabilizer, not even an impact mark. And yet the hole is 2 feet off the ground, a virtual impossibility other than a missile strike. You think anyone would like to debate me on this? I'm inclined to think not. Thanks for listening. It's just unbelievable. This last viewer wrote, great video, and it is only 9-11 minutes long. A coincidence? I believe that they put the planes into the live feed for the TV viewers. Planes cannot disappear into steel buildings. The media on the ground only talked to actors or insiders that day to keep the lie going. They planned this over 30 years ago. Check out the Hollow Towers on my channel. Well, I don't know if it was done 30 years ago, but there's no question that it was planned. The sad part is, so what? Who are you going to go to?